Everyone, welcome to Punish for Protecting. Very excited today to announce that we have a very special guest, my very good friend and sister in Christ, Sheila Elam. She has graced us with a beautiful song called Punish for Protecting, and I'd like to introduce her to you right now as she plays this song live for you. That we have a very special guest.
I can't be quiet anymore. I can't keep watching anymore. What's dear to me is dear to my God. I can't shed more tears, I know it's time to fight. It's time to remove the mask. For once, let us be honest. Parents will not step back. Our children deserve the best. Punished for protecting them. Where is the justice in all that? Our voices rise because our love is here. Return the innocent, hear our hearts beat. Yeah, yeah. It's time to remove the mask. For once, let's be honest. The parents will not step back. Our children deserve the best. It's time to remove the mask. For once, let's be honest. The parents will not step back. Our children deserve the best. It's time to remove the mask. For once, let's be honest. The parents will not step back. Our children deserve the best.
Fran, we can't hear you. Your mic is off.
Sorry about that, guys. I just wanted to say, Sheila, thank you so much for that. And we're really blessed by that song. It's just so meaningful. I was hoping that you could tell the viewing audience a little bit about what you're planning to do for Punish for Protecting with your CD. And also our next guest, that is Christine Radcliffe, who's the mom of the Mound sisters, and what we're planning to do for her and possibly other victims of court abuse.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for having me today. I know Francesca for a long time, for a few years now, and I know she's a really godly person, and she has a heart for the Lord and also for people. And so she has been with me through some hard times, you know, and she has prayed for me, for my child and my situation. And I definitely feel for parents, what they're going through, and because I'm a mom, I have one daughter, and she is back and forth, you know, and I miss her, but I can't imagine the pain, you know, or some people not having their children at all, or your child being taken away from you. It's very, very painful. I definitely understand. And I have this CD that I would like to, you know, suggest like a love gift donation, you know, to raise money for, you know, families that need finances, to go to court and to fight for their children. This CD is actually, it's pretty old, actually, 2006, but there are new songs, new for you. There are songs that I have written, Christian songs and original songs. And they will let you know how to get these CDs. I have written a song, for example, here, I think number 4 was perfect for what we go through. I had cancer, and God gave me that song. It's called God's Song, God Speaking to Me. And I think in every situation, God is speaking to us right now, about what we're going through, and He wants to encourage us, So anyway, I wrote this song because I felt like it was pretty easy to write because it's what I feel, and I feel with parents, and I'm a parent, and I think there's just a lot of mess, people are putting on a face, that they are caring about our children, and it's just a game, and I think the mess needs to come off, and just need to let the parents love on our own children and love them, genuinely, because we care about them. So we want to fight for them because they're innocent, and they got caught up in the middle, and they don't deserve this. So thank you for having me, and they'll let you know how to get the CDs, and God bless you so much. Thank you for having me today. Thanks, Princess.
Sheila, thank you so much for being here and taking the time, and also for the beautiful song. It's very touching, and it's so fitting for what we're doing. And anybody wants to do a love gift, it would be a suggested love gift of $15, so it's very inexpensive. And Sheila is going to donate out of that $8 per CD, starting with Christine Radcliffe's case, and then as we go forward, other cases that come through. And that's one way that we're going to try to continue to help people the way we are. So again, thank you so much, Sheila. I love you, and thank you for being here.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And now I'm going to reintroduce, we did do an interview, Christine Radcliffe. She is the mom of the Mound Sisters. And Christine, we already did one interview, which you can watch on YouTube, on the Punished for Protecting YouTube channel. But now, today, we're doing it on Ted's show, and this is an updated version, and why we're so upset with what's happened. And Christine, I'd like you to get into detail about what happened in the court the other day, and how your family is continuously being mistreated, and a little basis on what your daughters, and I know they're featured here on this site, but what your daughters have been put through and what they were doing as YouTube sensations.
Absolutely. We actually had court on Monday. It was supposed to be a court hearing for unsupervised visitation. We were addressing the PERM plan. People that are involved with Department of Children and Families know what a PERM plan is, but that is a plan that DCS puts together and tells you things that you must do for the children to be returned home to you. My girls were given a GAL. A GAL is a guardian ad litem, which is an attorney for the girls. I've been dealing with this since April 7th, and my daughters have seen their GAL 2 times. We got into court Monday. My 17-year-old daughter, Kaylee, had wrote a letter to the judge, and that letter was pleading for her to come home. And the judge wouldn't hear it. The judge wouldn't read it. The GAL wasn't there. The judge did make a statement that was, it just stuck with me. He said, the criminal side does not have anything to do with the juvenile side, but let's wait for adjudication. If the criminal side has no bearings of my children coming home, why do I have to wait to go through with my hearing, adjudication hearing? Why? Because DCS is hinging I was being investigated for the allegations of sex trafficking, solicitation of a minor, and sexual exploitation. There was an open investigation, and 4.5 months later, it came down and I got a indecent exposure charge, a misdemeanor. They offered me a plea deal.
But meanwhile, let's just let everybody know that she didn't even do that. None of this is true. None of it. You have an immaculate background and a great family, a loving, kind, and family that disciplines the children, that has boundaries, that has morals, that you have had literally trampled as they've abused your daughters. I just want to emphasize that because this is completely barbaric. But
yes, absolutely. My children, they never stayed the night over at people's house because I don't know how other people live. So if they wanted to stay the night, no, they can come over and stay the night at my house. My children were on tour. I was with them on every tour. They were not allowed to go alone or with another adult. I was their manager. I was completely involved 100% with my children's social media. They came back with indecent exposure. They offered me a plea deal to do a 6-month juvenile diversion. 6-month juvenile diversion would be easy to walk. I've never been in trouble in my entire life. I could go 6 months without getting in trouble and have this expunged. But that's not the point. It's the principle. You came in, you destroyed my family. You've turned my life upside down. You have traumatized my children. So therefore, no deal.
They've abused your children horrendously. Your children have been placed in utter risk and danger. Not to mention that even if they weren't being placed in danger because of this negligent, irresponsible, foolish decision based on insanity, basically, they just by the mere taking them has caused them major trauma, like they do with all kinds of children out there. But on top of it, to boot, they've now caused all kinds of abuse to your girls and ruined their career, their paid career. Both of them were being paid for what they were doing. So they harmed that too. Wow.
I fear every day, every night. I carry my phone with me 24/7. I sleep with it next to my pillow that I'm going to get a phone call. My daughter she's in a facility with drug addicts right now, 4 hours away from me, one way. She was beat in this facility, and she laid there submissively and took a beating. She's got knots on the back of her head from them slamming her to the floor with her head, bruises up and down her side. And this is a controlled environment, DCS tells me. That vision of my daughter laying there and being so submissive and letting these girls beat her, I promise you, is a vision that no parent ever wants to see when they blink. She was molested in a foster home. That was thrown to the side and covered up. You know, where's the justice? Where do these people come in my home and take children that are loved, have everything they need? They're protected. They go to sleep at night with no fear, to now they sleep every night wondering, are they going to get hit? Are they going to get jumped? Are they going to get beat? Where are they going to be at in the morning when they wake up? Are they going to be moved? They have no stability, no love.
I'm sorry, we have a tree being cut down, so forgive the noise in the background. I'm going to try to talk over it, project over it. Oh, good. Thank you. Nope, spoke too soon. The thing is that for the very reasons that they claim they took them from, okay, haphazardly, without any genuine investigation or evidence or proof of, okay, are the very things that are actually happening to your daughter, like a molestation and now a physical beating, which you weren't accused of. But my point is that they're being abused now, as we've seen so many children through the system become abused, based on always genuinely, 99% of the time, false allegations.
Guys, I can't make this stuff up. Like, this here is my arrest warrant. 2 counts, indecent exposure, $5,000 bond. Not indecent exposure of a minor. I mean, I can't make this stuff up. This here is my sealed indictment. 2 counts, indecent exposure. And the wording in here pretty much states that I was masturbating in public. I can't make this up, guys. The reading on this says my name, Christine Radcliffe, and Thomas Radcliffe unlawfully, intentionally, or knowingly did commit the offense of public indecency, who in a public place did engage in masturbation. That is what I was arrested for, guys.
Now, did they name the public place? Is there evidence of this public place? Is there a time, a date, an alibi? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, how could they? What is wrong with these? And weren't you guys in your room sleeping?
Yes, I was sleeping when I got served with the search warrant. And I actually went and turned myself in when I found out there was an indictment on a Class B misdemeanor. I was indicted. I've never been in prison. I've never been in jail. I've never been arrested. I've never had handcuffs on my wrist.
Right.
But I did on September 21st. I turned myself in for my children. And I will tell my story over and over again because this was just complete cover up. I've never in my 39 years, and even since I have been sexually active, committed a sexual act in the public eye.
And you and your husband are married. So
absolutely.
It's like I'm so disgusted. I'm absolutely disgusted. And did you want to just let everybody know the county, the state, the judge's name, the CPS caseworkers? We should really pull their faces up on here.
Absolutely. The judge on the juvenile case is Judge Tim Barnes in Montgomery County. My caseworker.
Montgomery County.
Yes. The caseworker is Letitia Crawley of Montgomery County CPS.
You're going to have to go slow. Spell her name.
Her name, she goes actually by Renee, Renee.
Is she on Facebook?
I haven't checked that.
Okay, but it's Crawley, like Crawley.
Yes, Carwley.
And where is she from?
She is from here.
So Tennessee, what is it?
It would be Clarksville, Tennessee.
Clarksville. Let's see if we can see this fruitcake. Yeah, I said it. What? Here she is. She's a therapist. You'll need therapy after you deal with her.
Oh, this is her, guys.
Oh, you found her?
Yes. This is the woman that treats me every day like I sex traffic my children. This is her. That is my case.
Ted, if you could actually get her, I don't know if you can get her photograph up there for me.
Can you spell her name one more time for me?
Renee, RENEECR. AWLEY.
Renee Crawley.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not. I think this must be her.
It's this one right here.
Yeah, that's not coming up.
It's RENEECRAWLEY.
Yep. Nickname Naki?
No.
No. Then I'm not finding the right person here. There she is there. That's what I'm looking for. Ah. Found her. All right. I'll bring that up on the screen ASAP. It's just a horrible story. I listened to, or I watched the video that Francesca has on YouTube, and it's really incredible. The story. Somebody who's now becoming YouTube famous. They're still very young girls, and then police get involved and they say, oh, we do videos online, and they automatically think has something to do with sex.
I actually have the interview the night that they served the search warrant, and the detective admits on record that when my daughter stated she broadcast for money, they're a sex crimes unit, and that's all they needed to hear at that point. They didn't need to hear anything else. Their mind completely assumed I had them on a porn site.
Well, what's so disgusting and disgraceful is that now they're being abused. I want to emphasize that now they're being abused. Okay, they weren't being abused before. They weren't doing anything that they said they were doing. They had innocent videos of making bread and doing normal things, and now they're being abused. That's the part that I want to emphasize. Okay, and this is what CPS does across our country, as people are saying, oh, look at what great work they do in some of these sites that I go to. Great work? You're abusing children under the guise of protecting them from abuse.
I can't tell you how many nights I can't sleep because I'm wondering if my girls are asleep, if they're laying there thinking about fear, or like my daughter asked me today, Mom, can I see you for Thanksgiving? What do you tell them? You don't want to lie to them, but you want to reassure your children. So you're caught in a 22. And when my kids get home, I'm going to show them every video to show them what I was doing when I get on the phone and act so fake that I'm okay, because I don't want them worrying about me.
Right.
So I pretend that I'm okay. Mm-hmm. And I put on smiles and happy thoughts and a happy self for my kids, when inside I'm dying. I want to tell my kids everything, but I can't.
This organization has done more damage, I think, than Hitler's reign. I really do. I think this has done more logarithmic damage, more years of damage, more irreparable damage, damage that goes into the generations, you know, on both sides, back there and ahead. Like anything, like nothing I've ever seen between Family Circus and these judges that are making decisions. You know, we're dealing with one mom right now in Pennsylvania, and they terminated her rights. And what this woman has been through is off the charts, because they make one mistake here, and then instead of them fixing it, they just keep going. They just keep going. It's like a gunman that went nuts in a building, you know, and just keeps going. And then they blame the parents for whatever. I mean, it's insane.
If I would have heard this story a year ago, and I'm a very honest and I think logically, if I would have heard this story a year ago from somebody else, I would have automatically passed judgment and said, they done something wrong. I would have. But now being involved and seeing the behind the scenes, I have a totally different perspective on everything now. That saying, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see, that holds true to my heart right now. Innocent until proven guilty? That's not the case in America, guys. We're guilty, and we have to fight to prove our innocence daily. And it shouldn't be that way. Especially when it comes to our children, what we cherish the most, what we live for, what we work for. You know, there are parents out there that may need services. Maybe they're not getting it or something, but to come in and rip children away, that's unacceptable. Work with the family. See what the issues are.
If they were any kind of a service that they claim to be, that is what they would be doing, and that is not what they do. That is definitely not what they do. And I talked to a state trooper today in Pennsylvania, and I said to him, and he said, "You're 100% right." He couldn't argue with me. I said, "Your job is to defend the people. Your job is not to defend the judge. Your job is to defend the people, because this judge is a treasonous judge. This judge actually belongs in the death sentence, let alone in jail. Okay, like all of them. And it's not your job to go by that court order when that court order violates rights of human beings, civil liberties, endangers the welfare of children, rips apart families. Okay? I mean, you know, when you're taking a nursing mother's baby, there's something radically sick about you. Now, if that mother, yes, of course, if she's on meth and then, you know, okay, we get that. We get that. Okay? But they give people like that way more rights than a sober, sane, and stable mom. A good mom and dad, but I'm talking about mothers that are nursing or mothers that are carrying a baby. Imagine giving birth and then boom, you got to turn it over. Talk about a barbaric act. Even a woman that is on drugs, and I'm not for her, obviously I'm for the child, you know, in that particular case, but even something like that, do what you can to embrace and help and bring healing, because people don't see the faces. Now we do, because we're doing what we're doing with my show and other shows, okay? People for years have never seen the faces of the original birth parents of the adopted children. They just thought, oh, how nice, somebody got adopted. And some kids get adopted into beautiful homes with loving, good families, okay? And I'm not saying that that's not true, okay? But look at the scores and of children that are fostered into these murderous families. I'm going to be doing a live this week. We've had 3 dead children since 2014 in Ulster County, New York. 2 different courts, Dutchess County, New York, and Ulster County, New York. Thanks to their negligence, we've got 3 dead babies. Okay, and I'm going to be doing a live. Matter of fact, hopefully Ted we can do this one together too. On Tuesday on location with this family, exposing these pigs in this counties. When it happens to one kid, that's when the game just starts to change. We should start going, these judges should be going, what are we doing wrong? We're doing something wrong. We got to do something. We got to change this. You know what they did? They got worse. They didn't get better. It didn't give them a wake-up call. I heard Judge Mizell was crying when this little boy Mason was killed. Well, if you were crying, then why are you still putting children in danger and at risk? If you were crying, don't give me your crocodile tears. You're not crying. What are you crying because you got caught? Because you're not crying because you care. And I'm sick of it. And when I spoke to this state trooper today, bottom line, I said, this is your job. You took an oath of office. He couldn't argue with me. What could he say? What could he say? And I'm a respecter of our law enforcement. Please don't misunderstand me. Some of these guys have said to me, I've walked into the family court dressed in uniform and got treated like garbage in uniform by a judge. So they deal with it too. You got the police out there that are horribly corrupt. They're doing underhanded stuff. They're involved in prostitution. They're involved in drugs. They're sneaky. You know, like the lawyers that I heard a commercial. I was really proud of this attorney. I had to find out who he is again. Basically said, I told a lawyer straight on one day, I said, I need to know, are you the kind of a lawyer that defends a drunk driver, that'll get a drunk driver off the hook? But he died. He couldn't even answer me because I like convicted him right there. I said, are you the type of lawyer that gets a drunk driver off, managed to finagle a drunk driver off, but like when a person's innocent, you don't know how to fight for them? And he didn't want to see me after that. Well, I got my answer. And he's not somebody that I would hire. Let's face it. Okay. The point is that you got these people out there. but you got the good ones too. But the good ones need to be informed. I said, you need to get back and you need to read the Constitution. You need to read our laws before you just follow things that you've taken an oath for. You can't just take an oath and then do the wrong thing. The Attorney General is supposed to be our Attorney General, not the judges. The police are supposed to protect parents when CPS is knocking on their door. That's why you'll see videos where police walk away when a person knows their rights at the door and stops them dead at the door. They walk away because they know that when they hear you say, you're not welcome here, get the hell out of my house, they know they have to leave with that CPS worker who thinks they have to see your child. No, they don't. No, they don't. They're not welcome here. And so, you know, let's face it, if you got somebody coming into your house and robbing you blind, and that's what I talk to people about, exposing your stories, people. You got to expose your stories. If somebody came into your home and they robbed you blind, okay, which is what they're doing to your children, and then you went to that same person that robbed your house and you said, and they told you, well, we're going to investigate this right now. The thief is going to investigate you right now. They're going to investigate this crime. And then they tell you, and whatever you do, don't tell anybody that we're investigating it and what we're doing in this investigation, right? That's what they say. Keep it quiet because we're investigating right now. Well, you're the freaking thief, so of course you want to shut me up. So what do? What's our remedy? Well, we are going to expose these people with the brightest light ever on what they're doing. Their names, their faces, like you see right here, like we're doing every day. Their names correctly spelled, their county, their state. I'm going to have you talk while this noise goes.
Well, being on this side and being a parent, I see every day all the corruption. And it hurts my heart. It just makes it to where it's just unbelievable. I went, guys. I mean, literally, like, I cannot make this up. I mean, I feel like everything I do now, I have to prove. I went and pulled the 911 tape from the night that I called the police to my home. Well, along with that came the police report from the CPS worker when she took my children into custody. She also called the police and took them into custody. This says, Comp is with Children's Protective Services. Comp is in a black GMC SUV. Possible sexual assault on a child. This is the 911 tape. So, I mean, I've been accused of sex trafficking, sexual assault according to the 911, solicitation of a minor, to indecent exposure. Like, none of the puzzle fits together. And when you can't start fitting puzzles together, obviously you don't got the right pieces. And that's where we're at, guys. Like, they know now they were wrong. They came in and jumped the gun, and they thought the worst thing was happening in my home instead of doing a proper investigation. And now it's trying to be covered up. And yes, they tell me to be quiet. They told me I couldn't go on social media. They told me to leave all my social media alone. I have to sign confidentiality forms when I go into CFTM meetings with DCS. Otherwise, I was told if I don't sign it, I can't participate. Well, that's a violation of my right. And technically, I can record during that meeting because Tennessee is a one-party record state. And that is my given right. They don't want me to expose what they are putting me through to the public eye. And I have come to learn this now. And I was scared to tell my story. I reached out to Fran a couple of times, but I told her I can't talk. I'm scared. But you know what? That's what they want me to do. They want me to be quiet. They want me to just sit back and let them do whatever and me be a puppet on a string for them. Well, that day long sailed. I'm here. I'm real. I'm telling my real story. And guys, I appreciate all the support that you guys show me. You're there emotionally for me, you know, but as every parent knows, there's still that void that you go to sleep with every night that nobody can feel until you know your kids are home safe in their beds. It is a silent walking pain because this ain't just a conversation piece that you have with everybody. You're walking around with a silent pain and a silent void every day that your children are gone. And a lot of people don't understand that.
I understand it because I suffered it for 8 months, and my son I'm not going to get into my story right now on the noises. Holy moly, a big giant part of the tree just came down. I mean, some pictures later. I'm like, whoa, you have to see this tree. I know it. I know that too well when you're terrified of what's happening to your child, when they've never left your sight, and you've always watched them and taken care of them and so on and so forth, and retaliation and all this other stuff. And this is why I'm emphasizing, and we're having actually a board meeting this evening with our core team. We're getting ready to do some major damage. We're going to make America stand still. Okay, we're doing a national citizen's arrest, exercising our rights. Matter of fact, just so you know too, Christine, the federal lawyers that we have assigned to many different people right now that are writing as we speak, a lot of my core people and so on, they've all said it. When you gag order somebody, it's an instant violation. It's illegal. It's completely illegal. They cannot do it. And so they've all said it. So I know that to be true. But not to jump on two subjects, we are doing a national citizen's arrest. You know, Christine's story is your story, is my story. And we are going to make America stand still for one day. Okay? And trust me, we will be successful. There's no question about it. This girl doesn't play. Okay? And I know that the people that have a spine that are joining, they don't play either. We are done as parents. We have had it as parents. Okay? You are not going to continue to do this damage to these families across our country and globe. As a matter of fact, I'm even considering working with a couple of other countries on the same day. I'll see how I feel. But we are doing it here in America. We're about to set the date. We're going to have a strategic plan. We're making sure that we have masses of people across the country. We need each and every one of you. I don't care if you have work that day. I don't care if you have court that day. I don't care what you're doing on that day. Stop everything to do this. Because these children need you. Every single last one of you matter. Every single person. We need to literally, if we have to stop gas stations, whatever we have to do, we're going to have it planned. We're going to do it. And we are demanding a citizen's arrest of every single treasonous judge in our country. We'll have their names, their ages, the day they were born, you name it. We're going to have information on them. Where they're located, the patterns of abuse that they've been causing families, anybody that's helped them. Okay? We're going to have, I've been doing this for close to 10 years. I work with advocates all over the place. I know I have evidence that you could probably wallpaper the White House with. No, more. It's not hard to take pictures and show bruised children and then show the judge's face who did it and ruin them for life. And that's what we're going to do. CPS workers, your game is over. We're done. America doesn't respect you anymore. When you lose respect, you lose all power. You've lost it. And we're going to do it. As a family, one big, mighty parental family. We've had it. I think I did a decent job so far of unifying mothers and fathers in this short time that I've been doing this particular show. I'm happy to say that most of you are getting along now. Not all, but that'll happen. And like my son's basketball coach said the other day, I don't care what happened on the playing at school today or on the bus. When you're here, you get along. I don't care what you do after, and I don't care what you do before. But when you're playing this game, you're going to get along. Period. Or you're off. Well, same thing here. I say the same thing here. It's time to toughen up, guys. It's time to hold it. Listen, I'm a girl. If I can do it, you guys can do it. You men can do it. I want to see you guys in your positions of fathers. I want to see you guys in positions of husbands, boyfriends, protectors. I want to see that more than anything. I'd love to see all the men step up to the plate. I'm with you. I support you all the way. And moms, stop crying. Get the hell out of bed. Get your asses out there, and let's do what we have to do for this national citizen's arrest. Okay? So we're going to have more. We're going to explain more to you guys. I look forward to it. I've got some big people that are working with us on this. We have to do it. We're going to shut down America, and we're going to stop these judges and these CPS predators, because we've had it. Her story, Christine's story, Elizabeth's story, We have so many different people, moms and dads, that are suffering this abuse. It's unbelievably needless, and it needs to stop. This is our future generations, and if you want America, if you want this country, then we have to do this. This is what we have to do. I also want to just go back to Sheila Alam. She had to go. I really appreciate her, the song. Hopefully we can just play it one more time before we wrap. There's on the screen, I believe, there's how you can do your love offering. Please get those CDs, send them to friends. There's a bunch of songs on there because it will help put money back in, and it will actually help Christine. She's retaining Connie, right? And Connie gave a minimal amount of $3,000. I don't know where you're at right now, but Sheila's putting $8 of each one into her, and then whatever goes over, she's going to continue to do that for like families as they come. And we have 1 million of you, so it's like we're doing what we can. But did you want to just tell them a little bit about that, Christine, with Connie?
Yes. So after I do currently have an attorney, but my attorney is the type of attorney, he does not want to make anybody mad in the courts because he has to work with them every day and he has to accept pleas from them and this and that. So he don't have a backbone and he doesn't hold these people accountable to the law. So I broke down and I went and seen Connie Regali. I took all my paperwork to her. She went through it, talked to me. She apologized for what has happened to me. She told me my rights had been violated, false imprisonment, but that aside, our goal is to get the girls home. And so it's $3,000 to retain her. I have raised so far, it's $180 through Facebook donations, my Instagram donations. So I've got $175 already raised. And I'm reaching out to all my resources and, just pleading, please help bring my girls home. We're all fighting this together. And it's like Fran said, anything extra we're going to put towards other families that need help. We're all in this together and we're all going to pull together as a family and we're going to fight this and we're going to battle this. And this can't be done without the support of everybody.
That's right. So guys, go ahead and go on the screen if you can and just order yourself a CD. You could do it as a Christmas gift. It's really great. If you go to Sheila Alam's page, her name is spelled here on this piece, on this broadcast. You can find her on Facebook. You can listen to the CD there. $15 love gift. It's not much, and it will be, very usefully, helping families, helping Christine's family, helping her daughters. I see that picture of your daughter taking a beating and having to just take it. Well, that's exactly what parents have been doing. We've just had to take a beating. Just keep beating on us. We just have to stand here and submit to that. Well, that day is over. I'm sick and tired of it. And that day is so over. So over. So just remember, I said this before, perfect love casts out all fear. Okay? So no fear. With no fear. Fear is not welcome here. We've got to do this. Okay? And you are your brother's keeper. So I'm going to ask Ted to go ahead and play that song again. Thank you again for your interview. Thank you, Sheila. I know you're not on right now. And thank you, Christine, for your interview.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you, Ted.
Thank you, Francesca. I don't have the song, actually. I won't be able to replay what she played, but I do need to get that MP3 so I can play it for your show.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I sent it to you. I'm sorry. I probably, who knows? Let's see if I can find it.
Ted, thank you for your support too, also.
Oh, you're more than welcome, Christine.
Actually, I have it. I can find you now.
Thank you for being vocal. I just want to help people who have voices get their voices out there as far as possible, so we get more and more people not scared to speak up when this happens to them, because the courts alienate us from everybody else. They want us to think we're each stupid that we're the only people who could possibly go through this. So for you to get past that and realize this isn't anything you've done, the courts have done this to you. I commend you and thank you for your voice.
Thank you.
So let me pull up the song. Hold on, pause. The spur of the moment stuff with live TV. This is just like it was back in the, who knows, 30s.
What's dear to me is dear to my God. I can't shed more tears, I know it's time to fight. It's time to remove the mask. For once let us be honest. We parents will not step back. Our children deserve the best. But